I'm Lynda Lippin, Master Pilates teacher here at Alicia Angaro's Real Pilates in Tribeca. And I have an upcoming workshop coming up on July 11th on a Wednesday from 2 to 3:30. And it's a workshop called Rock Your Swan Dive. Because most of my clients, if there's any exercise that they hate, it's the swan dive. Or anything having to do with extension or being on their stomachs. Now, the extension exercises are really important. You really need them in order to be standing. Standing up is an extension exercise. You may notice that when you stand up for long periods of time, your back starts to hurt, or your knees start to hurt, or your hips start to hurt, or something starts to go. And that's because you're losing a sense of not just your core abdominal muscles, but also the back muscles, your butt muscles, and everything else that allows us to stand up tall. So extension exercises are what makes that happen. Good extension, in turn, will help the rest of your Pilates practice or the rest of your yoga practice. It will help you do better flexion and will help you move better generally in your life. Plus, the swan dive, when you can really do it well, is a really fun, freeing, and exciting exercise. It seems scary. You can't see what's behind you. We don't know what's going on. We go back into our postural habits. But really, extension is so crucial for the health of your back, for the health of everything in your body, for keeping everything moving and flowing. So I'm going to show you really quickly what happens when you lose your spine extensor strength. And also when you lose the ability to take your hips into extension, to take your shoulders into any kind of extension and flexion and a full range of motion. First of all, most of us stand like this. I walk by people in the streets of New York every day and they're all standing like this. Schlumping the shoulders, shoving the hips. Every once in a while I'll see someone really sticking their butt out, but most people are really shoving it forward. And we've got our iPad, and we've got our pad, sometimes we have our kid, and we're just kind of hanging out in this posture. This is a pretty similar posture to the posture we're in all day as we're sitting. Because we're not sitting like this all day, we're sitting like this. We're on the computer, we're driving the car, we're sitting in the cab, we're doing some homework, or we're at work going crazy. And we get tighter and deeper into here. So I think when you look at me here, it makes sense that getting up and doing some extension work is going to be really, really hard, but really, really useful. Now, if I'm on my back and I come to do something like the roll-up, which is a basic Pilates mat exercise that you've all struggled with, if I come into that same posture of shoving my back down and letting my shoulders round forward, I think you can already see how difficult it's going to be for me to even move here. I can't get my arms back. My head's already hanging back. And as I come up here, I'm going to have to really work hard in my neck and really shove it into my back in order to get this movement. And if you look at me, I look compressed and short. If I come down and I get my tailbone down and my spine long, then as I start to come up, you can see that I'm long and lifted through the entire movement. Okay? So it's very, very different. By the same token, if I'm sitting up and I want to go into spine stretch or saw, if I tend to go into my normal seated posture, I'm going to be here already. I don't even need to do the spine stretch forward here because I'm already so round. So learning again how to sit up tall is then going to teach me how to be able to deepen my abdominals and get the work that I need to get in something like spine stretch or saw. By the same token, a lot of my clients have issues on their sides, and they especially have issues going into hip extension on their sides. We have an easier time going here, we can see our legs. We have a much harder time coming back here. And tons of my clients are telling me they've gone to their physical therapist or they've gone to their massage therapist. They're all coming back saying they've got very, very tight hip flexors, very, very weak glutes. And the way you deal with that, again, is extension exercises. So you guys know a lot of the Pilates extension movements, otherwise you wouldn't even be thinking about this workshop. But again, what we're going to look at is being on our stomachs and being able to get that same work and that same length as we can do on our backs, on our sides, sitting and standing up. In doing that, what you're going to learn how to do is you're going to learn better ways of strengthening your butt muscles, better ways of strengthening your ab muscles, better ways of keeping your shoulders out of your ears, and better ways of standing up without pain. And additionally, before you walk out of this room at the end of that workshop, you're going to be doing some serious swan dives. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing you, and thanks for your time.